There's paper towel on my floor. What is that doing there? I don't know. I am here with a video finally! I don't know why I haven't been filming. I guess it hasn't been that long, like a week or something, but anyway, I feel like it's been a long time. I am going to do a tag video. I'm doing the Intimidating TBR tag, which was created by Lindsay Ray, and I was not tagged by anyone, but I wanted to film a video, and this one looked like fun. The first question is, what book have you been unable to finish? I'm gonna go with this one right here. 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I got not quite halfway through, and it's really big, and I'm not a big book person. I see a big book and I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to be reading the same story for that long. I think it took me about 2 weeks to get this far, and it just was getting repetitive, and it was long, and I wasn't even close to being done, and I just was like, ugh. Sometimes I look at it on my shelf and I think to myself I should pick that up again and try to finish it, because it was good, it was just really long and was starting to get repetitive. And parts of it were kind of blah. A lot of it was really good though. But, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What book have you yet to read because you just haven't had the time? I'm gonna be lame and skip that question because I never use that as a reason to not read a book. It's never that I don't have time, it's that I'm not in the mood to read that right now. It's never a time issue with me, it's just I don't want to read that book right now. What book have you yet to read because it's a sequel? I'm gonna go with Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare because this is a sequel to a book that I wasn't particularly fond of, but I have the entire beautiful box set, and I would like to read this one at some point to see if it gets better or it grows on me, but again, I read the first one and it definitely didn't wow me, so. A book you have been unable to finish because it's brand new. Ooh, I have a bunch of these. Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. I have never read a Sarah Dessen book before, and I will explain to you why I got this specific book in one of my next videos, which will be a book haul. A book you haven't read yet because you read a book by the same author and you didn't enjoy it. Shoot, I already answered that question with Clockwork Angel. Damn it! I think that's the only book ooh, no, I have another one, and it's a trequel. Monument 14, Savage Drift. It is the third and final book in the Monument 14 trilogy, and I do not enjoy this series very much. They're simple reads, so they're pretty easy to read even though they're not great, but I don't know, I don't really want to read this. The second one was awful. The first one was pretty bad, but the second one was horrible. My boyfriend thinks I like them, because he bought me the first two, and I didn't have the heart to tell him I didn't like them, and then he bought me the third one, and he thinks I like them. And I feel really bad, and I always feel like I'm like betraying him and lying to him by not saying that I didn't like these books. I'm just like, I'm such a horrible girlfriend lying to him. He thinks I like these books. Oh my god. A book you have yet to read because you're just not in the mood for it. I have that one. So my friend and I decided to give each other books to read. Like, I picked a book for her to read, and she picked a book for me to read. So I was gonna read this one, The Cure for Modern Life by Lisa Tucker, and I started reading it, and it's good so far. But I was not in the mood to read it at all. I was really in the mood to just read fluff. Like fluffy YA, romance, contemporary, something or other. So I put this aside, and I'm still reading The Film Boyfriend. And I was hoping to, when I finish this, that I would have the fluff out of my system, and I'd be able to read this. But I still feel like I don't want to. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm not in the mood for this one right now, and she's almost done the book I lent her, so I'm a horrible friend. A book you have yet to read because it's humongous. I do not have any humongous books because I don't like giant books, but I can mention one that I have yet to buy because my mom, every single time we talk about books, she always brings up The Stand by Stephen King. It's her favorite book. She loves everything about it. She loves the progression of the story and the characters, and she just says it's so good, and every time I see it at the bookstore, it's freaking massive! And I'm just like, no. No! A book you've yet to read because it was a cover buy that turned out to have poor reviews. I don't think I have an answer for this one either, because First of all, I don't really take into consideration other people's reviews for books if they're bad. Pretty much the only time I do is if they like and dislike the same things as me. But I want to read a book because I want to read it. If somebody doesn't like a book, it doesn't stop me from reading it. If I want to read it, I'm still going to read it and make my own opinion instead of not reading it just because somebody else didn't like it. So that is not a factor for me. I will still read a book if other people didn't like it, if I think I might like it. So I don't have an answer for that one, I'm sorry. What is the most intimidating book in your TBR pile? I'm probably just going to go with 11/22/63 because it's giant and I have it and I still have the bookmark in it, which just kind of means I'm not done with it, even though I haven't moved the bookmark in there in like 3 years. Who do you tag? Oh, this is a tough one! I'm going to tag Frumious Reads, wow, that's hard to say, and The Perks of Books. So that is all. Have fun. If Gherkin would stop scratching at the door. Gherkin! Stop it! Gherkin! Now he's scratching at the front door and it's an even worse sound.